There's an argument that you hear that, particularly in urban areas, that the future when it comes to cars is going to be not necessarily individual ownership, but fleets. You know, the on-demand, whether it be Uber or somebody else or Google having
Right.
fleets. Do you feel in the future is Ford going to be still selling to individuals for the most part, or are you going to be doing it differently?
I do think urban mobility will look different than suburban and rural mobility, and and they'll happen at different speeds. I think the changes in urban mobility will happen sooner and perhaps more profoundly. I think the world of suburban and rural communities will change, no question, but will look more similar to today's model than that. So I think you're going to have a bit of a bifurcation taking place.
Do you get sense when you talk to your dealers and dealer franchise owners, are they getting worried about potentially the change to fleets, or particularly in urban areas, fewer people potentially buying cars, and then also where they make a lot of their money, which is the repair? The more you guys go into electric vehicles, theoretically, the less work there's going to be for them.
Not really. I mean, you think about electric vehicles, they require a lot of repairs. I mean, just like every other vehicle. Actually, I think it's an opportunity for our dealers. You know, if you think about autonomy, those vehicles are going to have a lot of uptime, and they're going to require a lot of service. And our dealers are well positioned for that service.
I'm curious, you talked in there, you got asked a question in there about the Ford's ownership and the way you guys have kind of a dual stock structure. There was this year, every year it seems, there's a shareholder vote on whether you guys should be one share, one vote, or you should continue to have a much more voting than you have in stock. This year was the highest ever in terms of the people who said, no, you guys should be one vote, one share. Do you feel that that's going to come to be at some point? You're getting close to that 50% threshold.
No, you're not. We're not even close. It was 36%. No, I don't think we're going to get there. And actually, you know, it's interesting. If you go back and you look at, you know, there were 3 Detroit-based companies. 2 of them had their entire shareholding base wiped out, and one of them didn't, which was a family company. Yeah. I think our shareholders have done pretty well.
That's interesting. I'm curious, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about GM doing the Lyft and specifically Cruise? And is Cruise something you looked at?
I can't comment on that. I mean, look, you know, what their strategy is. I mean, obviously, I'd be the last person to know it, but it does show you the activity that's in this space and the kind of, you know, kind of interest on OEM parts to really expand the business.